The software I'm using right here is called Adobe Fresco. Now, it's not very new, but it is one of their most recent softwares. It just went through an upgrade. I haven't used it a whole lot. I've dabbled in it, but I haven't really given it a chance. So with this video, I just wanted to do that. And right off the bat, it's very easy for me to move around. And even though I haven't used it often, I think I've used it two other times before I'm using it now. And the period of time is kind of spaced out. It isn't like I did one thing after another. So I find it very easy to just to find things in this application. It's similar to other applications. I guess I use Sketchbook Pro a lot, so it's similar. There's some things. It's like the color circle over here. I had to find out where that was. It's kind of on the left where you see that dot of color. You click that and you'll see it pop up. And I was able just to take it. I was able to also put in a reference photo that I can move aside from the canvas, which is a neat thing. I can just place it anywhere on my workspace that I want to, so it's out of the way, and I'm free to work on the just anywhere I want to on the canvas without it blocking the way, which is neat. Then the layers are right there. Just after a little bit, I was able to find things. So it's very intuitive, and I like it. Like I said, it's similar to something like Sketchbook, maybe Procreate. I'm thinking that was basically what this software was developed to challenge, was Procreate, because it was so very popular in people who use Mac or iPad. I don't know if you can use it on a Mac. I know everybody's been using it on their iPads and so forth. But I don't have a whole lot of money to buy an iPad, so I never really bothered with it. But this is kind of nice. I'm using their oil brush here, and I'm just using one brush. I'm sure there are other brushes that can do a lot of things. I don't like. I would rather have a software, a graphic software that has a few good brushes that I don't have to run around and look for, rather than a software that has 100 brushes and I'm going to only use a few of those 100, because I'm not, I want the experience to be as close to traditional media as possible. And that's what attracts me to software like this. Rebel is another software that has that mimics traditional media very well. This is doing great right here with the oil brush, and I like it. It's got a lot, though. It's got a lot of brushes. It's got a lot of different brushes, a lot of different types of brushes. If you're into inking, it's got brushes for that. Like I said, I believe the reason why is because Procreate has become so popular for a lot of different things. You can do so much on it, and I like the software. And I like the work that's produced on the software. I just don't want to buy an iPad in order to use the software. I'd rather have this, which is more. I can use it on different operating systems. It's not regulated just to a Mac. I believe you use this on Windows. I'm pretty sure you can use this on a Mac. I don't have a Mac. I used to, but it's been a while now. I have a PC, so it doesn't make sense to me just to have a software that only works with one type of operating system. Is like you cut out a whole bunch of people who use another operating system. So this is great. So far I'm enjoying this. One of the things, even though there's a lot of different brushes, there's also a way that I see that you can save your favorite brushes so that those are easily accessed. If you don't have to go through every single brush or all the hundreds of brushes. I don't know how many that are in here, just to find that those two or three brushes that you like to use. Now, with that, there's a lot of control over the individual brushes. Underneath that dot where the color is on the left, you can see that there's different things that you can use to tweak the brushes, to tweak the settings, the size, which is what I'm doing now. There's also what do you call this? Just with the way it stabilizes. I forgot what you call it. Just you're able to control the brushes in different ways. So there's that. Now, this is, like I said, this is my first time using this in a while. This is actually my first time using these oil brushes. So I'm still getting used to this. It has a very, very nice impasto. It has the feeling and the look of the brush, and it actually feels like it. Now, I like how the paint builds up, or the color builds up, and the look of the impasto builds up. I'm not seeing anything where I'm able to. Well, I didn't really look, but I'm able to kind of like use as a palette knife maybe, and not smudge the colors, but blend them. That would be an interesting thing. The way I usually do it is I use the layers, and on the layer, I'll once I'm done with one layer, I'll open up another layer. I'll decrease the opacity on the layer, so it would be more like building up color glazes, and I can add cooler colors. Like if I wanted it to be a little cooler, I can add a blue with just a kind of glaze, because the opacity is in full strength. So you can still see the warm colors underneath, but over it you can see the blue has an effect on it, and also that makes it easier to make transitions in the painting and so forth, from transitions from one value to another, one color to another, so it's easier to blend. So I'm still feeling my way around the software. I'm still trying to get to know this. But one of the things, it was just such a great experience. It's a little, for me, the brush was a little bit difficult to control. But, I'm sure after exploring it, I will pick more than one brush to work with, so that I would have more options. And, I just got to start feeling my way around it and saving the brushes that I like, learn how to tweak it in a specific way, so that I can get what I want. But and also I got to be patient with the painting itself. Something that wouldn't matter regardless if I was using digital software or using traditional media. It's just getting to know the medium, and as well as being in control of what I'm doing in terms of drawing, just making the painting. So all that is to say, I like the software. I like what it's doing. I like what it enables me to do, and it does look and feel like traditional media. So I don't know if, like I said, this has been out for a little while, but there's been some tweaks in the program. So maybe some of you out there have had a chance to explore the software. This is my first go at this, so far it's been good, and I believe I'm going to continue to return to this because it is fun. And after a while, I'm sure it'll become easier and easier to use. The one thing I do like I said, is the simpler the better for me. So I'll play around in it. I'll learn it a little bit, and I'm sure I'm going to make more videos on this and give it more of a try. For me, this nice impasto look to the brush strokes reminds me of these old illustrations, something like a Dean Cornwell, the guys who had like these meaty brush strokes, and maybe there's something more I can do with that, or even use it as far as making illustration. I've used I've used Photoshop and I've used Sketchbook Pro to make illustrations that were printed. So this might be another option because of the look it gives me. But who knows? But I'm gonna have to play around with it more. So that's all I want to say about the software. I'm gonna go ahead and speed this video up and maybe say some things at the end. But you can see the way no matter how fast I'm working, the way I work is very deliberate in terms of how I put things down. Sometimes, there's always a plan as far as where something is going to take me when I put something down. I try my very best just not to throw stuff on there and to be haphazard. Like right now, you see I'm putting in a gray for the background, but I'm gonna need a lighter gray than this. But these are changes that as I continue to paint and I go on, I'll make as I go on. Painting is a series of estimation and corrections. So let me go ahead and speed this video up, and then I'll ask you what you think at the Okay, so this is coming close to the end of the video, and you see I've carried this a long way. I wanted to retain this kind of fresh, spontaneous look to the painting, as if I was doing a oil sketch. So I'm not trying to do a really finished piece here. I'm just trying to, just do a sketch, an oil sketch, and to see how it looked. I might try later on to try to do something a lot tighter than this. But for right now, I like this freshness, and I like even working with the software, working with laying down these colors. I get a feeling like when I work in oils that I'm pushing stuff around. Like when when I put down a brushstroke on color that's already there, it'll pick up some of the color that's already there, as it would in the traditional medium. So it has that feel even as you're working on it. So I kind of like that. And if you want to get away from that, you can always, what I'm doing here is I open up another layer on top of the stuff I've already done and continue to work on that layer. I can lower the opacity. I can change, however opaque I want it to be, so that it you don't lose what's underneath, but the new application of color has an effect on the overall painting. So I like it. It feels like it should, and this is one of the things I had to get used to, is using the eyedropper, and because once you hit the icon, it drops down the eyedropper in the middle of the painting, so you got to slide that over to the color that you want, and then it picks it out for you, as opposed to the eyedropper in Photoshop, where you just click on and then you click on wherever you want to pick up the color with your mouse. You don't use your mouse. You have to slide that you have to slide the little cursor or whatever it is that's plopped in the middle of your painting. But anyway, that's how that works. But I like this. Again, it's going to take me a little while getting used to, but so far it's been a good experience. It's been a great experience working with this software. So I'm gonna see how it works. I have this set at 300 DPI on 8.5 by 11, so I'll see how it works on different sizes, how much it pulls from my computer, and how much memory it needs to take up in order to work. But so far, so good. There's no lag in putting down, putting down these brush strokes, and so it feels very good. It feels very good. I think that I could have done a better job overall, but that I'm not blaming the software for that. I'm blaming myself. I think that better planning or just more patience in working this thing out, and there's always developing my skill more, of course. So not trying to make excuses for it. So, but as far as this software is concerned, it does everything that I would want it to do, and it is worth looking into some more to learn it and to add it to the pieces I would put in my portfolio. As it is right now, this is not bad for a color sketch. Yeah, I'm not saying it's a Rembrandt, but it's not bad for a color sketch, and it's a keeper. I'll keep it. And the experience was great. So I hope you liked the video. I hope this you'd be interested in exploring this software. Let me know if you are a user. What has been your experience? What do you think about the software, and so forth. But apart from that, let me just say before I sign off, I do have a Patreon page, and I'll leave a link below. I would appreciate supporting my channel and my work. So far, there are only 2 tiers on my Patreon channel. There's a $1 tier and a $3 tier, and that's all. So, for that, I continually put up work. Some are public and some are for patrons only, as well as, give away a PDF of the sketches that I've made during the month, and for the $3 patrons, a high resolution image, as well as videos that I don't post here on YouTube, but are specifically for my patrons, which are longer tutorials with more segments in real time. And some of it is sped up because some of these paintings take a long time to make, but a great deal of it is in real time, so you can see how I work deliberately and so forth. So with that, I want to thank you for watching this video. Again, I hope that this video is informative, and let me know what you think. So until next video, bye-bye.